Upon initial exposure, Final Fantasy XV immediately struck me with its somber and more intense atmosphere. This shift is not solely evident in the visceral portrayals of gory battles or the epic clashes between godlike entities, but also in the explicit narrative threads that delve into themes of persecution, enslavement, death, and destruction. These elements intertwine with the political and supernatural drama, laying bare the brutality inflicted upon its victims at almost every turn, at times even embellishing it to a shocking degree. Nevertheless, there exists a thematic coherence in this amalgamation, seamlessly blending the events transpiring at the ground level with the monumental fantastical elements. Within this harsh exterior, a compelling story emerges, one that revolves around characters desperately clinging onto their humanity, relying on the bonds that grant them strength, and going to great lengths to improve the world they inhabit. Final Fantasy, in its distinctive fashion, manages to tell this tale in a way that is uniquely its own. The Final Fantasy franchise has always embraced the concept of reinvention, and in perhaps its most drastic departure to date, the combat system in Final Fantasy XV veers much closer to the style found in Devil May Cry than in its predecessors like Final Fantasy XV or the VII Remake. Yet, it serves as a shining example of what an action RPG can achieve. Initially, the iconic battles may appear as bombastic set pieces, but they gradually evolve into meaningful encounters that drive the narrative forward and leave an indelible impression on the player. These battles are nothing short of breathtaking spectacles, further enhanced by emotionally charged cutscenes. I often found myself astounded, questioning whether the game had truly accomplished such feats. Final Fantasy XVI is replete with profound moments, which are further etched into memory by the enchanting melodies of its soundtrack. However, these peaks coexist with certain design choices that stand out conspicuously, resulting in noticeable lulls during my extensive playtime of over 50 hours. Nevertheless, it is the game's powerful and awe-inspiring moments that I will always remember, for they are the reasons why it stands among the franchise's finest entries. Despite the story's initial focus on the nations and political structures of Valestia, Final Fantasy XVI primarily revolves around the growth of its main protagonist, Clive, and the individuals in his orbit. The world portrayed is plagued by environmental decay, with war fueled by the insatiable desire for resources, specifically the all-encompassing magical crystals. Those possessing the innate ability to wield magic are exploited, subjugated, and treated as mere tools and property to serve their respective nations. Liberation and uprising form the narrative backbone of Final Fantasy XV, as it wholeheartedly embraces these core themes, utilizing them as a sturdy foundation upon which every aspect of the story and its characters is built. The game skillfully navigates these themes, often showcasing an understanding of the complex dynamics inherent within them. It empowers its characters, allowing them to take center stage through poignant cutscenes and dialogue. While the game's darkest moments may be heinous, they are crucial for each character's comprehension of the hostile world in which they exist. It is heartening to witness the game unflinchingly express what needs to be said. However, at times, the deft hand guiding the narrative becomes heavy-handed, laying the themes on a bit too thick and sacrificing some of the subtlety that could have added further depth. On rare occasions, I encountered elements that undermined the game's clear messages. Nonetheless, the convincing nature of these themes, which motivate the cast and immerse me as the player, persists throughout, resulting in satisfying narrative payoffs. Clive and his brother Joshua find themselves entangled in this intricate web due to their royal lineage, which bestows upon them the power of the Phoenix. One of the central figures that disrupt the power dynamics within Valestia is an icon, a being of immense power capable of transforming into a weapon of mass destruction. Tragedy befalls their family early on, setting the wheels of the story in motion and emphasizing the significance of these dominant figures. This fusion of political intrigue, social injustice, and the fantastical elements synonymous with Final Fantasy allows the narrative to possess the expected mythic grandeur of the series while also imbuing it with meaning. Rebellion and displays of godlike power form the backdrop, intertwining with personal tales of revenge, redemption, and atonement. Characters undergo profound transformations, reevaluating their sense of right and wrong, often necessitating the abandonment of privileges, making monumental sacrifices, or defying their predetermined destinies. Amidst the dark twists and turns, Final Fantasy XVI also explores the theme of love in its various forms. It beautifully portrays the bond of brotherhood, a familial love that resonates deeply, and it weaves in organic romantic plot lines that drive specific characters, alongside the establishment of profound friendships. As is customary in the Final Fantasy franchise, the power of human connections emerges as a prevailing force, empowering the characters to persevere and fight for a world worth protecting. The gripping narrative is further enhanced by the exceptional voice performances, breathing life into each character. Their personalities are driven by these inspired portrayals, and when they rise to the occasion in crucial moments, the depth and conviction in their deliveries are palpable. The investment in Final Fantasy XVI is heightened by its stylish and tightly intertwined action combat system, which has become an integral part of the game's identity. While the player only assumes control of Clive throughout the adventure, his arsenal of iconic abilities expands alongside the unfolding story. The combat mechanics are a seamless reflection of Clive's nimble and masterful swordsmanship, accompanied by an array of formidable powers that can be unleashed with finesse. The battles are skillfully crafted, allowing players to fluidly swap between 3 different icons, each with their unique set of abilities and a distinct finishing move. Strategic customization and mapping of these powers play a crucial role, as they possess specific properties such as mid-air execution, charge-ups, or area of effect damage, enabling players to experiment and devise intricate combos. The more one delves into the intricacies of combining these abilities, the greater the potential for executing complex attack rotations. Notably, the boss battles are a testament to the brilliance of the combat system, requiring players to carefully manage the stagger meter and seize opportunities to unleash devastating attacks. The encounters demand precise dodging, positioning, and swift reactions, showcasing the influence of the boss mechanics from the Final Fantasy XIV MMORPG, particularly in terms of challenging players' skills. In summary, Final Fantasy XVI weaves a captivating tale that explores themes of power, rebellion, love, and personal growth. Its narrative depth is enhanced by exceptional voice performances, while the stylish action combat system seamlessly integrates with the game's identity. The battles are exhilarating and demand strategic thinking, with boss encounters showcasing influences from the Final Fantasy XIV MMORPG. Overall, Final Fantasy XVI promises a rich and immersive experience for fans of the series and newcomers alike. One of the many strengths of the development team shines through in Final Fantasy XVI, as their design philosophies enrich the overall experience. The game's structure is fairly straightforward, with a home base known as the Hideaway and Hub areas in each region gradually opening up as you progress. Side quests populate these areas, offering a deeper exploration of the world and rewarding you with materials for better gear, ample experience points, and satisfying challenges. However, the main quest primarily revolves around combat-focused scenarios reminiscent of linear dungeons, where hordes of enemies are interspersed with boss fights. Not only do these segments contain some of the most memorable story moments and cutscenes, but they also allow the gameplay to find its rhythm, delivering a cadence of spectacular battles. Unfortunately, side quests are one of the weaker aspects of Final Fantasy XVI. While a few of them are crucial for fully understanding key characters and their relationships, the majority consist of stilted dialogue sequences with objectives that fail to capitalize on the game's strengths. The writing occasionally falls flat in these moments, highlighting the stark contrast in quality between the main quest and side content. However, where Final Fantasy XVI truly excels and showcases its prowess is in the icon versus icon battles. These pivotal encounters occur when fully transformed icons put everything on the line and unleash their might. Although these boss fights are relatively few in number, Those from the midway point onwards deliver some of the most astonishing and awe-inspiring spectacles ever witnessed in video games. As the game progresses, new powers specific to these battles become available, ensuring that they are not solely reliant on quick-time events or mindless button mashing. Even when quick-time events are present, they contribute to a mind-blowing display of strength that would make Asura's wrath proud. While I'm not easily captivated by flashy cinematics or high visual fidelity, Final Fantasy XVI is an exceptional case where technical prowess enhances the grandeur of genuinely surprising and unforgettable moments. Whether it's the intense battles, emotional cutscenes, or traversing the expansive world of Phalacia, the evocative soundtrack plays an integral role in capturing the essence of the Final Fantasy experience. Composer Masayoshi Soken and his team, renowned for their work on Final Fantasy XIV, once again deliver a masterful soundtrack in Final Fantasy XVI. From wistful piano pieces to commanding orchestras, choirs, electronic tunes, and even heavy guitars, the diverse musical elements cohesively blend together. The normal boss theme in particular had me sitting up straight, humming along, and feeling a surge of confidence as I triumphed over my adversaries. The evocative melodies, serving as powerful leitmotifs, capture emotions that are difficult to express in words. Music has always played a vital role in Final Fantasy's storytelling, and Final Fantasy XVI flawlessly executes this tradition. Reflecting on the franchise's rich history, Final Fantasy games have left an indelible impact on countless lives, including my own. Having experienced Final Fantasy XVI from start to finish, I am delighted to include it among my all-time favorites in the series. The game takes bold approaches to both storytelling and gameplay, expanding the boundaries of what a mainline entry can encompass. While it may have some shortcomings, Final Fantasy XVI deserves to be celebrated for delivering its most breathtaking moments precisely when they matter most. It succeeds in earning its rightful place within the Final Fantasy pantheon as a remarkable entry that stands on its own terms. Final Fantasy has held different meanings for various people over the years. For some, it has been a gateway to new and visually stunning worlds, offering incredible visuals and production values. Others have found it to be a captivating, massively multiplayer online experience, where evolving stories, raids, and activities can be enjoyed with others. The franchise is also known for its iconic characters, who have become pop culture icons beyond their original games. Furthermore, Final Fantasy can evoke a sense of nostalgia, reminding players of a time when role-playing games were more streamlined and focused on core elements rather than open worlds and complex mechanics like sphere grids, gambits, and cooking. At its core, Final Fantasy has always prioritized three key aspects: presentation, storytelling, and combat. The franchise has consistently set high standards in terms of visual quality, offering technically superior experiences compared to its contemporaries. But it's not just about the technical aspects. Final Fantasy games also excel in artistic storytelling. The narratives delve beyond simple notions of good versus evil, exploring the trials, tribulations, and interconnected fates of the characters with the world they inhabit. Themes of discrimination, coming of age, rebellion, revenge, redemption, and love have been masterfully incorporated throughout the franchise's illustrious history. The combat in Final Fantasy is another defining feature, with each game offering its unique signature mechanics. It goes beyond turn-based or active time bar systems, striking a balance between strategy and over-the-top action. The combat is easy to learn, but allows for depth and cinematic moments. Final Fantasy XVI, for example, pays homage to the franchise's roots, while also taking a step forward in terms of innovation. Although it doesn't aim to revolutionize the genre or redefine what Final Fantasy means to its fans, it successfully brings the franchise into a new generation of gaming. In Final Fantasy XVI, the story revolves around the Mother Crystals, which hold immense magical power used for various purposes, from mundane tasks like cooking and crop watering to waging wars. The protagonist, Clive Rosfield, is a member of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria and possesses the power of the Phoenix. Betrayed and cast off, Clive seeks revenge against a mysterious figure present during a tragic event. The opening prologue sets the stage for an emotionally gripping and immersive experience, introducing Clive, his younger brother Joshua, and their close friend Jill Warwick. The game's dialogue, cinematography, facial animations, and voice acting contribute to the exceptional characterization, making the characters feel like genuine people rather than mere extras. Themes of slavery, class divide, war, and their impact on society are explored in Final Fantasy XVI. The game tackles these heavy subjects with admirable restraint, presenting moments of bloodshed and death that serve the narrative without relying on shock value. The story unfolds through a linear set of levels at first, gradually opening up to larger zones where side quests and exploration become available. These side quests may not be complex in terms of gameplay mechanics, but they serve as a means to introduce interesting characters and expand the lore of the world. While Final Fantasy XVI doesn't feature an open-world structure, it offers well-crafted and immersive environments that prioritize the story, characters, and combat. The character models and environments are highly detailed, with distinct visual designs. However, some nighttime areas and caves can be overly dark, requiring adjustments to brightness settings. Performance can be a concern, with frame rate drops and occasional pop-ins, although these issues don't significantly detract from the overall experience. The music in Final Fantasy XVI is a standout element, with depth and attention to detail that add to the immersive nature of the game. If you enjoyed this content, please consider checking out my other videos and subscribing to my channel. I would like to express my gratitude to my existing patrons for their support in helping me create content like this. What are your thoughts on the return of the Final Fantasy franchise? Feel free to share in the comments. Until then, have a wonderful day and take care of yourself. Thank you.